Howdy, everybody. My name is Grant, and I'm here with Nick
Hello.
and Noah.
We're finally doing match reviews.
We've been doing this last couple, and I'm here with Sam.
Hello.
So Sam has been wanting to do some Lunalight content for the channel, and so this is kind of the first episode in that cross-video mini arc that we're going on. So Sam wore the GoPro at Locals yesterday, and so we're going to review one of his matches, and then he's going to talk about the deck that he was playing. He's pretty much just playing the list that got, I think it was top 16 from the most recent YCS.
Yeah, I think he was 12th after Swiss. Yeah, 12th after Swiss. Yeah.
Yep. So he's playing that list. He's going to talk about the list, what he would change, etc. once we're done with the one match. We have a second match we can really watch if we want to, but it's against
There's no point.
yeah, it's against Monarchs, and Sam just
It's
gets
Monarchs.
dog walked.
I lost a die roll, and my only out game one was to pot for Fallen the Virtuous, and I would win instantly if I got it, and I didn't get it. And then in game two, he just drew 5 cards into Soul Exchange or whatever, spell card Soul Exchange. So, and then outs both my towers immediately. So
I was just about to ask.
The funniest part about Chris's matches is that you'll droll him, and then he'll bitch for the next 20 minutes about it.
yeah, I wasn't playing Droll, but if I was playing Droll, I would win instantly, obviously. But
Yeah. Also, little side note, I don't think we saw this, but Chris is playing Monarchs right now, and there have been 3 separate occasions where I have top decked a Droll off of Cupsy, and he has been not very happy about that. One of the times one of the times I had already won the game, and he says, "Just show me what you would have drawn off Cupsy," and I just flip the top deck, and it's a Droll.
That's crazy. I feel like the board is fine, but just the fact that they get to draw 1 card.
Yummy.
Yeah, it's just unfair.
I mean, if it's Droll and Retaliating Sea, I do completely understand.
The viewers don't get that. He complains about Dracotail all the time, saying that
Okay,
it's fine except that they draw 3 cards.
That's literally the only issue I have with Dracotail is that they draw 3 cards. That's the only problem I have.
That's my only issue with Yummy is that it draws a card. It's too much.
This is like a level 4 bit, and we're at a level 2 audience involvement in the series right now.
This is
I don't know this whole bit, but I don't disagree with this take because that's the worst part about Malice.
I know. There's literally. It was
That's
literally. I was saying that about Dracotail, and then Sam in the chat, you had said something to the effect of, "That's why I hate Malice," and I was like, "That's fair."
Yeah, I don't like decks that draw cards.
Listen, you can either draw 4,000 cards and end on nothing, like Radiant kind of does, or you can draw 0 cards and end a lot of things. That's I think the rule.
I want to make it very clear. You used one of the examples I would not have used.
Okay, I really wanted to move past it really quickly. I wanted to move past it really quickly and just move on to the next thing. So we're just gonna move past it, Nick. We don't need to acknowledge the fact that Radiant actually
that you are looking for.
All right, let's watch the match. This is against Adam, whose deck profile will be on the. It should already be on the channel for his OTS top 4 finish. It should be on the channel for last week, I think. This is against him.
Okay.
And let me mute this because that is gonna get annoying real fast.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of deck you don't want to play against playing Lunalight for sure. The deck on Purge, Songs, and Impulse is not.
Yeah, hand traps.
What you're excited to run into. I did win the die roll, by the way.
All right, well this hand looks really good
That's
as long
insane.
as long as you draw something off Fua. This hand is immaculate. Are you going first or second?
I'm going
You said you
first.
won the die
You're going
roll.
first. This hand is awful.
Let's go.
It's set 3 pass, baby.
Right. So I mean, the only decision is do you try to turn on the Fua or not? But I thought I don't know how long it took me to figure this out. But I don't play if I don't set. So because the Fallen the Virtuous will get a follow-up card. So
Yeah, that's what I've been liking a lot.
It's kind of like a Malice trap that does something, when you draw
Oh my
it.
god, the man with a mark. Or wait, is that
No,
That's
Fenrir?
Fenris.
That's
Fenrir.
Fenris.
God damn
It's
it.
It's Adam. What do you think?
God, what a wonderful soul.
I know, right? Do you consider Fallen the Virtuous thing this or no?
I definitely considered it.
I don't think this is an
I did-
awful
I
one,
don't-
but
I didn't do it, but
yeah, I don't win either. But I wouldn't blame you if you did.
I think it's fair ultimately decided not to in case, because I know like I realized he was playing Odeon at this point, and
Yeah, because he
the Fallen
activated an
Virtuous was
Odeon card. Yeah.
it's so flexible to like pop the field spell, pop the back row that summons. Like I kind of didn't want to.
Yeah. You call by the Anubis, which I think is correct because there's fucking nothing else
but
to call
now,
by in this deck.
I was gonna
now
say
it's
normally what ends up happening with Adam, he'll just go, okay, normal summon man effect, and just
This
not
is
care.
true, but you have to take that chance.
And
You
to
have
get on
to. I'm just saying, it feels like it
resets.
happens all the time.
Yeah,
And then like now I could like if that were to happen, I'd have an answer for the field spell. So I just decided to take it, just in case he's doing something else. I guess I don't know. The only thing I can think, maybe there's some consideration to not take the 24. Maybe it's kind of clear he's not doing anything else. He goes battle phase. I guess
But
that's
then
what
he
it was.
just gets to summon Fenrir in main phase too, which I think you want to out this during end phase. So
Yeah,
No,
so that's
I
what I
agree.
did.
Yeah, you've got to proc this thing at some point.
Yeah, I have to start getting engine, obviously, and I'm already thinking like
The
I don't
dragon.
even know if I need to draw another engine card because I'm already thinking like I don't even if I don't, then just activating Fractal or Brand Infusion into this setup is
Oh right, because Dogma can
great.
search the fractal, right?
yeah. So I'm already thinking of like waiting a couple. I'm already thinking of waiting a couple turns at this point.
Mhm.
Like and basically just try to activate multiple engine cards all at once. I'm thinking I guess it doesn't. I'm trying to think if it matters at all. I end up sending the Dogma one, but and search Fractal. But
That's such
think
a
I end
neat
up-
interaction.
yeah, no, I didn't realize it when I first looked. I was like, I don't get this fucking card in the extra deck, and then it came up multiple times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't remember what I top deck here. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, let's
that-
go.
that-
Oh, that's actually a really good top deck in this situation.
He
Yeah.
doesn't have a
and,
target.
Yes, he does. He has Albion in the
I do.
extra.
yeah, I'm playing.
No,
Albion.
like something to pop with.
Oh,
it. Or
when he
does
activates-
Not
second
yet.
effect come up in this deck.
Well, when he activates a continuous trap, he'll just pop the face of
Oh,
continuous trap.
I forgot what Odeon did. In my head, he set like Spiral, Purge, Impulse.
He might have, but like if that's a
He
continuous
probably
trap
did.
card, he's chilling.
Yeah.
So
I guess
Yeah.
one thing you could think about is if you're thinking that could happen. I think I set this, but maybe if you think he's gonna activate the Apophis trap that sets the other one, maybe you hold it in your hand and go end phase. I don't remember what ends up happening here, but
You-
I'm pretty sure I just set it and pass.
okay.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. But if Odeon has that card, they kind of have to do it right off the get because they want to have the Omni live. So you can assume he probably doesn't have it if he doesn't
it's not-
shotgun it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That's not playable in battle phase, right? The Omni negate one is that?
No, the Omni one's only during main phase.
Is it?
Okay.
So if he wants to have it live, he has to flip the other one up before main phase before you get the activated card for free.
Pause. I'm gonna look up the text of this card real fast.
Oh, this is the.
Matt, could you throw it on screen?
I'm literally just gonna throw it on screen.
You can also look up the card.
Yeah, main phase only.
That's the
Yeah.
Statue of Anguish pattern, I think, which I don't remember.
Swamp Deity is the one.
Yeah. This is Anguish pattern, right?
And
This-
that's the one
this-
that every time he
yeah, on
summons
the
a
field,
trap
yeah.
monster, he gets to pop a card on field.
This card,
Yeah.
crazy.
Yes.
Yes, pretty good.
I was pretty scared when he summoned this. I was like, if he has another one, it's looking.
Yeah,
not
start
good, but-
popping your sets.
Is there no reason we don't impulse this? Because then it gets stuck in the back row, no?
I think that's what I ended up doing. Yeah.
I think that's the best case
I'm-
scenario too.
I think I end up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I impulse those because I don't think I can afford to let this Fallen and the Virtuous get popped. Like if there's another one in the back row, so I'm pretty sure I impulse this. Let's see. Or I guess alternatively you could let him summon this and then impulse if he has another one. But I think I just impulse this
Yeah.
because it'll pop when you summon a second one. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But then that loses to having a third one.
True. But now I'm thinking these are probably like Purge, Impulse, songs, stuff
Yeah.
like that. And there's the
Oh,
other
hey, Fenrir.
Hey, I know that guy. He searches the third. We're gonna use all three Fallen on the Virtuous on all three Fenrir, huh?
At least two. Definitely two.
Do you have
'Cause
a
I
third? Do you have a third target in your extra deck?
I could send Renbrum, I
We can
guess.
send Brindbrum. Okay.
But I need to. Well, that's not really useful because I need to resolve Branded Fusion.
Right.
So he had
Yeah,
the
that
deity,
part.
but he didn't like use it right off the get against you for some reason.
So you think on the
Interesting.
previous turn he should have done that immediately? I'm not.
Well, because if he wants the Omni Live, assuming that you're gonna play, you know what I mean? I feel like
I think I
seems like
impulse this too.
it's gonna destroy it too, which is good.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you kind of want this thing stuck in the back row because in the graveyard you can
I
put it
think
back for the
no,
guys.
And
Yeah,
can't the
that's what
fusion
I.
reset them.
That's what I said. I thought it was a little bit better for him that happened. Um, but I need to pop this Fenrir because honestly, and it came up again in my match against Nick because he also summoned Fenrir against me. Fenrir is like, it's pretty problematic for this deck
Fenrir's low-key
lie.
bonkers.
because most of the ways to get Kaleido Chick out are going to be via monster effect on the previous chain. Um, and Kaleido Chick getting banished face down is like honestly devastating. So Fenrir just has to go.
Mm-hmm. Do you set this
Okay,
or
so
add
I'm
it to
thinking
hand?
I gotta play probably at this point.
No, your
Uh,
Fu is finally live.
Drew Tiger, which is it's okay. It's okay if like things start going.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how I try to sequence this. A lot of times when I'm playing into back row, I don't. We'll see how I start, but I think usually first thing I try to do, if possible, is just try to get Hound and a useless fusion monster in the grave immediately.
Well, you already have a fusion monster in grave, so you honestly you should probably leave.
No,
Fractal.
it's got to be a Lunalite monster for.
Oh, it
that.
does. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So that means you got to summon Chick off Hound instead of Gold Leo, because I'm just thinking like there's just maybe I don't. We'll see what I do, but I'm just thinking there's probably like no way that Gold Leo is resolving, and which is why I want to start Fractal, because Fractal only dumps Hound, and Branded Fusion can dump a lot more things. So
I see.
so let's see. Yeah, I'm assuming it'll be Hound, and it'll be interesting if I go for Chick or Leo. I'm thinking it would be Chick, but let's see if he lets this go. I mean, you might Dominus Impulse this if you have Impulse.
I will tell you right now,
Sense.
main deck Apophis is not generally running Impulse unless you're playing Primate because it conflicts with so many of the Apophis monsters.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I don't know his exact.
I only know
did
this
get
because I did
Dominus-
his deck profile yesterday.
Okay, because I did get Dominus Impulse in game 2.
Yeah, he boards into one of it to search off of songs.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't realize it was a one of.
Well, it's a one of in the side deck, but I think this is like not every Odeon list is even playing Impulse just because it conflicts with Man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot easier to stomach in Primate where you can just do drill and control.
Yeah, I'll be interesting. I'm not even sure exactly how I tried to play into this, because the other thing is now this is someone off Hound. I'm locked into fusion monsters while discards face up.
I mean, you're
You're
gonna be locked
into
into.
Lunalights, no?
Luna Lights, yeah. But
Okay.
that's fusions. Yeah.
I was gonna say, you think you're locked into fusions with the Branded Fusion you're gonna activate anyway.
Yeah, that may. I wonder if I did do an accidental illegal action.
What do you mean?
Um,
Oh, you're about to activate this Branded Fusion.
Branded, yeah.
Yeah.
There could have been, yeah. Okay, this could have just been sequenced in reverse order, and I guess it would have been okay. But just something to think, just to be aware of. Because I guess I've just kind of always treated this Hound as a fusion lock. But technically, no. This you would have to do this the other way, but that's good to know.
For the sake of the viewers, act like we did Branded Fusion first.
Yeah, otherwise it would play the exact same. This would only be worse if he is playing Dominus Impulse, yeah, to do it in the illegal way, or the legal way, yeah. But either way, we'd be in this game state, I think. So I'm not sure what I'm reading. He might have at this point.
If he's not stopping the Martin, so I would assume he doesn't have Purge, which is weird because that's the only thing else I would imagine he would have.
He could do like the on-field effect, the guy that draws one and discards one, but I don't know. You know, another reason it's going to be problematic for you because that trap card's in the graveyard is now his Purge and Spiral's. Well, his Purge is Destroy, and his Song Searches. And Spiral does some. I think Spiral cuts off the Reborn.
Spiral?
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Because Odeon's all pretty much all Earths.
Okay, I guess I did decide to do it like this.
We're just doing this
I
to
guess
get
this
we have
makes sense.
material on board.
Yeah, I suppose this makes sense because I don't want to pitch the Tiger and not get it back.
You keep
Yeah, I
shaking
guess
your
at this point I was
goddamn
like
head.
really I was a little confused. It feels like I'm not getting any great triggers here because I've already been through Martin, but I'm still trying to figure out why all this is going through. I actually don't remember what happened. Okay, this gets imperm, which is really fucking bad. Thankfully, I have this.
Did you not have a good? Did you not have a good imperm earlier in the turn?
Yeah. No, I gave him no imperms.
I see.
Because I didn't go through Goldio.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is like kind of rough.
Because now we're destined to. Now we're going. We're not going to be able to kill him this turn, so we're going to have to play out a longer game.
We're not going to do anything basically because Perfume getting impermed is.
Oh, do you have a second imperm? Unfortunate.
Yeah, pretty bad.
I
was trying to play round 1, and since those are both imperms, it actually, just for the viewer's sake, because the order was not correct to make it legal, it would have made literally no difference if I got Brain Infusion first. So, which would have been the correct way to do it. But yeah, we would be in the same point. So I guess the option here is nothing because I'm fusion locked off to Brain Infusion for the whole turn. So I'm pretty sure this is poke pass.
Is that like a really big issue with the brain stuff that you get fusion locked, or is it not like a big deal?
I think from the deck profile, the guy said and I agree with this. When you go second, it's pretty much a non-factor most of the time. When you go first, it's definitely not ideal once you start playing into hand traps for sure. If you go in uninterrupted, it still makes 2 Liger spell trap negate Renbrum off 1 card, but it does cut off a lot of extension. It makes a lot of stuff worse to draw. And I think maybe I just form a wall here. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I do. Because I know I'm getting Fenrir'd again for certain.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think I can pass on anything. I basically didn't want my Tiger to get Fenrir'd, I think was what happened. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think that's the 3rd Fenrir. So
this is the 3rd, yeah.
Yeah.
If you had only done the first Fenrir on summon.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight's 20/20, right? But if he normal summons man, I would really like to be able to hit the field spell, you know. So
right, no, it's a
fair
gamble.
enough. I'm not sure what he picks here because he's gonna get 2 things no matter what.
Yeah. How much attack does Perfume have?
2,000.
All right, I feel like you just Fenrir the perf.
Yeah, I think he's probably supposed to banish the Martin face down here.
Yeah, I think you keep
maybe not, because I guess my first action I can go battle phase run over the Fenrir, so maybe.
Maybe that's what he's thinking.
But this threatens a rank 4 like immediately though, so this is.
Yeah, he's got to clear. At the very least, he has to clear a Luna and a Rinbrum. I think. Honestly, you keep the fusion Perfume up.
I think you might be right, but that's still tough.
That was a pretty good top deck.
Was it Tenki?
No, it was the secret rare, whatever it's called.
Oh, Goldio.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the best top deck.
I think. Okay, yeah, I see.
Did you consider going for like a? I guess you don't have any fusions in the extra, do you?
What do you mean?
Oh, I was thinking if you had like a target for Rinbrum in the graveyard.
I think.
Oh, it got banished. It's got banished. I'm bad.
Yeah,
no, you're good.
No, you're good. Well, the Rinbrum's banished, and then I've already been through Albion and whatever the fuck the other one is.
Dogma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like how every card in this deck is a common.
Shout out Hunter. He gave me. That's actually a CR Tiger.
Oh wait, that's sick as shit actually.
What did I do here?
Oh, this to negate the Fenrir? That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, because it's gonna set Tenki, and then it has to be dealt with. So.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good play right here.
I'm trying to think if that's actually what I committed to.
I think the other thing you could do is Dugaris to reborn something, but like I don't know what you'd want to reborn.
Yeah, I think this. Yeah, maybe it was just Tiger King and stuff.
Do you play one what's the guy's name? Silverhound in your deck.
Okay, so this last weekend I lost a game at a case tournament for only playing one Silverhound. This guy's listed play too. So
okay, because I was thinking like there might be a way you can get like. Sorry, my thought is like, oh, you play Tenki grab Fractal, because I know you're playing more than one Fractal in this list, and then Fractal for another Silverhound.
Yeah, that's also another option as well. This deck really, and honestly, it's something I've thought about is playing like a third Lunalight Perfume. I don't see other people playing it, but to be honest, so much of this deck revolves around finding a Lunalight Perfume somewhere, because it just represents usually the way to get Leo in the grave and the Wolf Search and Simplified games.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time you lose, you're getting cut off. Okay, so this
He hits you with Dominators, which is like devastating.
Yeah.
It doesn't destroy though, so that's good.
It searches too, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, how do I get out of this?
Did you win this game?
I did, yeah. I 2-0'd.
Yeah, how did you get out of this?
I'm trying to remember. So he's got Purge.
Because you got your normal left, right?
Yeah, I think basically I'm trying to. I mean, the obvious thing is I'm trying to figure out how to summon this Gold Leo and let it resolve. Okay, so he Fenrir's that. Is that right? Because I'm thinking.
I feel like you hold the. How much attack does that guy have?
23. Does Purge negate for the whole turn? Just that effect.
It just negates that one effect.
Okay, then yeah, you have to, right? Because then the next action I will just.
Because yeah, you just have you immediately negate it. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Okay, so yeah, I remember what I did here. Okay, it's haven't martined. And then it's
activated again. Activate Tiger.
Tiger probably just summon the chick. You know,
you can go for like a Dugaris
I think it's Dugaris. I'm already thinking I'm seeing maybe. Let's see what I do, because I'm already thinking I might see something that was a little bit better. I wonder what I send off for this.
My initial thought is like Dugaris to bait the Purge.
I think that's what I ended up doing, but I think I could have. Yeah, it depends. I wonder what I send off of the chick, because. Well,
is it not just Leo Dancer?
I can't send the second hound. No, I can't send the second hound to play around the Purge because then my Leo won't start. Yeah. So that's not an option. I guess I'm considering if I want to be able to run over the Fenrir as well. I can use the Perfume Dancer Graveyard effect and make it 0 attack. Yeah, I guess that's what I end up doing. Yeah, I guess that's the unfortunate thing about I have no way to play around Purge and then have my Gold Leo be a starter, if it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because unless I played the third hound.
Now we're cooking.
Yeah.
Me, when I play the 3-of card that I really do not want to fucking draw, so I can make it to turn 7 in a combo deck.
It's really weird how often this happens. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, so I think it's exactly what you said. I think it was
Oh, you just beat over the Fenrir.
Yeah, I'm sure I activate this in the main phase.
Yeah, and then bait the Purge, and then he's got like 8 back row.
Yeah, because again, I guess it'll be destroyed, right, if it gets purged. So it's just better to get over the Fenrir so I don't die next turn.
No, I agree with this.
Because again, it makes no difference if.
Do you think that was the best play, or do you think there's a better one?
I really think it comes down to the fact that there's no second. There's no other Silverhound in deck because I think the ideal situation is you actually just negate the purge with by dumping it, but then the Gold Leo just doesn't do anything, right? So at least I don't think. I'm trying to think. Maybe there is a line actually that would do it off Emerald Bird. No, that is maybe something to think about because in case he doesn't purge basically in case he doesn't purge the Dugaris. Yeah, let me think. Actually, that's a good question. If you
I'll pause it.
yeah, basically, let me think real quick. Yeah, if you go, basically, if I dump, I don't activate Perfume Dancer Engrave to reduce the attack, and I don't try to beat over it. And then I dump Hound for no effect, essentially. And then whenever he purges, that gets negated. Then my last action is, let's think. Well, no, I think I would let him no. What I would do, it would be the same situation. So I would actually just let him purge the Dugaris. And then I'd play around the last back row. So I think what ends up happening here is the last back row is just dead. And it works out. But I think this line I'm talking about now, if it works, would be better, right? As long as... Actually, this is just better. Yeah, no. That line is better. Yeah, as long as I already have Chick in rotation. Bird is essentially the same thing. I just do the same play. Yeah, because you just bird swim back Chick, and then Chick dump the Black Sheep, and then you do exactly the same thing I'm doing here. So yeah, I think that is technically a misplay. Yeah, so good to see that.
He's counting it as memento so that he can summon back the combined creation.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's I guess that's the kind of thing you learn in a feature match review. I wouldn't have. I didn't even consider that. Because I guess his last card was just, I don't remember. I guess he shows me, but it must have been nothing.
And I think at this position,
but if it was something, that line beats it, the one I just described. So yeah, that would have been better. Yep.
And I think at this position, you've stuck the Leo, so I think you've just won.
Yeah, I think Adam he draws for turn and scoops, but I just don't remember if he showed me what his last. Yeah, I guess.
Let me see if he shows you.
But yeah, no, the other line was just better.
No, we don't get a look.
That's fair. Cause it's game one, so
yeah. Probably just like another songs or something.
That's true. Yeah, it's once per turn. Yep.
All right. Second game in the match. You're putting in Perulia.
Ash.
Bunch back row hate.
Thrust. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I take out Heavy Poly stays. I think I take out one Hound, which is kind of tough, honestly. I mean, it's like if there were a matchup you were gonna go second and keep Hound in, this would probably be it. But I'm not super comfortable siding with this guy's deck. It seems pretty. It's way different. I think I took out all the Heavy Polys. Definitely took out Talents.
What's your? Because I know you've been on record in the past of being a Heavy Poly hater. What's your thought about it right now?
It's just not felt great. I don't know. It just never fucking works, man. It's like I just don't have enough. I just never have enough to like bait all the Omni negates if my opponent full combos, or my opponent like gets Charmied and doesn't do anything, and then like I can't activate it, or it got Lancia'd once like on an activation earlier. It just
that's so fucked. That's so fucked up.
Yeah, I ended up winning that game, but it just doesn't. I don't know, man. It just feels like it just doesn't work. And I watch every deck profile of someone, and they talk about it like it's just this card wins them so many games in these 13, 14 round tournaments, and I'm just not getting it. I don't know it. like I've been playing 3 heavy poly a lot, trying out people's lists and things. But like if I had to go to a big tournament, I'm just not sure I could trust it. But yeah, I don't know.
It's probably a card that like it increases your win rate early on, and then later on in the tournament, like people aren't talking about those scenarios where like, oh, my opponent played around it or whatever, but it won me like the first 5 rounds because my opponent didn't play around it. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's kind of feels like when it happens, it's like a lot of times it's like games I was like winning anyway. Like
Yeah. When people say like this card won me X games, we gotta know if those are the first like 5 X games or if it's the last 5 X games. You know?
Yeah. So okay. So I a hand's pretty good. I won't lie.
Those hands kind of insane, to be honest.
Yeah. So I guess he's got a decision here because I knew he drew Fenrir, and he was thinking if he was gonna give me 2 draws or 1, basically.
I feel like Fenrir's worth the 1 draw personally, but
I would say against this deck it probably is. Fenrir is like really good. So he did. Yeah, he did. Give me a
yeah.
draw.
And there's the punish for the Fenrir.
And then that's man. Okay. That's great.
These seemed like immaculate draws off of the Perulia.
Yeah, they're
pretty
pretty
good.
good. I believe he probably just sets his whole hand, I'm assuming.
Something like that.
Okay. Yeah, Fenrir search. Yeah, no, like, Impulse and Virtuous feels like it answers a lot of the back row for this deck.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I guess we'll see how we push into this. Oh, that's right.
He does the fuck shit, right?
Yeah. No, this surprised me a bit, but this was scary because the Scylla Hat spell trap pop can actually be pretty good.
Yeah, because like, what the spell that you have in your hand is continuous, right?
Yeah, you can pop Masquerade. You could pop like Wolf or Tiger. I mean, Tiger would be bad to pop because it summons when it's popped. But yeah, like if this guy was on board the whole time, it's an illusion monster, right? It can't be destroyed by battle.
yeah,
Right?
we
Or is
can't
that
destroy
not it?
battle. No, that's correct.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, being able to pop Wolf too is scary. I guess he set the Apophis trap. Okay.
And then Tenki, which seems also insane here.
Yeah, let's see. I think usually in these hands where I just feel like I have a lot, I think I usually just start with the Gold Leo. Because I feel like Gold Leo is a card that most people just are pretty terrified of, and they're just going to do something.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's interesting. You said in game 1 he didn't activate this first. That was interesting. He starts this game and he just does it immediately. I don't know if that's because he changed his mind or maybe there was a different game state reason.
Do you consider like impulsing or falling and virtuousing this or no?
I actually did, but I thought maybe it was better to just wait for the negate trap. I'm not 100% sure if that's right, but I decided to just wait for the one that actually negates stuff. I mean, someone can tell me if they think that it's better to do one or the other, but
I don't think it's bad. I think again, like
think it's fine either way.
if the scenario happens, like he has another one, he has 2 of the negate traps, you can get very much punished because now there is a trap monster on the board.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, just something to think about, I guess. So I think I probably am just thinking, let's just start Golio. Yeah. Because that commits the least amount of shit. And it's a level 4 monster. Worst case scenario. Doesn't lock me into fusion summoning. Yep. So that's exactly what I do. And okay, we'll see. I'm pretty sure it's
Gold Leo's the add and discard, right?
it's the add and discard, and then the other effect is to add back when one's sent. Yep. Even during the damage step, that's not come up a single time, but one day it will. When my opponent, when I have 2 Lunalight monsters on field and they attack over 1.
It'll come up in the Tenpai matchup, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so he Apophis this.
I feel like this definitely eats like an impulse or a virtuous, right?
I'm pretty sure I let this go.
I was like, yeah, I don't think you care, do you? Like your hand is so good.
Yeah, I think I let this go. Does this card negate all the effects for the turn? That one I can't recall.
It negates it's like Imperm.
It's like Hot Red or Desiree.
Okay, so yeah, I guess I won't get to add back off of it then. But I'm pretty sure I let this go. I'm not 100%, so we'll see what I end up doing. But I think I let him do it. Yeah.
Do you think that was still the best lead in hindsight, or you?
I think it's fine. I figured he's got more back there, and I'd want to hit if he's trying to get a spell card, is what I was thinking.
Mhm.
It's like Nick said, if my hand was a little bit worse, I'm probably popping that.
Yeah, my thought is like, what else are you gonna pop? You know?
Yeah, and actually,
Because like
this
what
one
the
still
fucking
had-
pop's kind of dead from here on out, isn't it? Because like
Thanks
he has
to
to have
Scylla.
exactly anguish pattern to get value off of it.
No, he
So
can also
that-
just activate another Apophis card. Like he can just activate another like negate one.
Yeah.
It's not a hard
Yeah.
one's return if he has multiples. Like, and they play multiples of it for a reason.
And this is kind of where the summoning the Scylla hat is a bit sus. It plays into Lunalight Fusion like really hard,
Mhm.
but I guess he didn't. Maybe that's a read he didn't have, like maybe some of the other back row.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, Fenrir is pretty good without playing into Lunalight Fusion at all. It's just something to consider. So okay, so right here, I'm just trying to skip all the steps. So I'm just like, this card, and this is where he surprises me because I'm like, I have the pop for the second Apophis trap, and I didn't see this card previously, but I'm like, okay.
Oh,
so this
the
is
Omni.
Like,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, so I read this, but basically right here, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I just win, like for certain, because like if he activates another negate trap, like I pop it and then I summon Liger Dancer immediately because I have 3 names now.
Yeah.
That didn't work out because I didn't know about that card.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so from here, I'm pretty sure it's probably a poly follow up.
What's the condition on that blowing up the board again?
Pull the king on the board.
Thank you.
You have to have field spell, is that right? Or
You need a card. You need a card that is Temple of the Kings. Either Temple of the Kings or the field spell is considered Temple of the Kings.
right. Okay, so I'm trying to think. What am I trying to play around here? Because I know I've got Fallen for one and Impulse for the other. We need to get Kaleido Chick out of the deck at this point. Like, that's the next big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is just where you go Masquerade for Silverhound, and then
It's probably just go for Silverhound here. Yeah. And then let's try to get a fusion monster in the grave so that we can turn off a Dominus card. That's what I'm thinking always when I'm playing the back row, is just how quick can I get Silverhound and a fusion monster in the grave. Even if it's like not the most value, that's usually what I'm always thinking.
Makes sense.
Um,
I'm trying to
this is
open my hand
probably
with
the most
Callby.
This is probably the most value he would get off the Silo Hat Rabbit, but I guess he didn't. I don't remember if he has another trap monster or not. I'm pretty sure one of these cards are Dominus card. Let's see.
You know what? I think I'm gonna pause this for a second. I think you can make the read that these are both not continuous traps. And the reason I think you can make that read is because he went for the Silo Hat. So that to me screams that.
That's what I was thinking too, actually.
Yeah, because that to me,
Yeah.
like if he had another continuous trap back there, I feel like the better place to leave Man and Fenrir up. But because you went for the Silo Hat, that he had to get like the Apophis guy in rotation for that reason.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense right after game one because he probably thinking I'm playing Lightning Storm Duster. He doesn't want to just like get obliterated.
Right.
And I don't know the condition, but I think maybe his Omni Negate trap is not live. If he didn't set again, I don't know how many traps.
Yeah, you need to have I think 2 or 3 set cards for it to be usable.
Okay, so that might have been. It might have been live. No, I don't think it would have been. Yeah, so I guess it makes a lot of sense. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is just like a general Lunalight thing to think about. Do you go ahead and dump the Leo when you're in this position where you're, like, would you be willing to banish a Leo from your grave, basically, if you had to? And I guess here I decided I didn't need to, so I just sent Panther. So let's see. Does he let this go? Okay, he lets this go. Pretty sure it's okay. So I left the Martin on board because it would be banished if it leaves the field now. The other thing I suppose is Imperm. Yeah, Imperm on Perfume. If that, I don't know if that happens, but that's always a fucking problem.
Does Virtuous blank it, or does it need to stay not engraved?
You could pop your yeah, you could pop your own guy to dodge it.
Virtuous to play around like an imperm is also kind of nice.
Yeah, it came up against Blue Eyes in game 1. Yeah, it was. I think it was Valor, but yeah, I popped my own gold Leo, and that was nice. So
Card's pretty good.
No, it's
I think if you're
it's
playing a fusion
shockingly
deck, you
good,
got to be playing this card right now. Like, I think I'm playing it. If I were to make Chimera right now, I think I'd be playing the Virtuous card.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I think too. It's really hard, because like, gosh, the Foolish Burial Good stuff is very similar, and they're both strong in a lot of the same situations. And I can talk about that because the other top 32 list was forgoing the Virtuous card and just playing Foolish Burial Goods and Serenade and Black Goat, and like those cards still feel really good too. But I think the upside to playing the Branded Fusion is it feels a lot better when you're going second.
Yeah, and I think
Foolish Burial Goods is a card that you really can only play when you're going first.
I feel like Burial Goods loses a lot of value when you don't need to out exactly Detonator.
Yes, that was really good against Detonator, but it's also good against Holy Sue and Lupus. Okay, so this is check. I actually don't think here I've used the Masquerade effect. I added this back off chicks, so the poly is not Miracle currently. Now both Leos are in the grave in case I have to banish one to negate a spell. Let's see what we do from here. I guess one option would be SP to try to hit one of the back row. But I guess I'm just gonna keep bouncing and summoning stuff.
I think it's reasonable enough.
Yeah, you can always just put more stuff in the grave. Or do I even summon it back?
I don't know if you summoned it back. So I think what you're going to do is you're going to bounce it back and then discard it for Perfume based on the way this is looking.
I think you're right. Yeah. Oh, I think the line here is do that because if somehow my wolf gets stopped, yep. Basically, if somehow my wolf gets stopped, what you would do here is you activate Poly again with the 2 monsters on board, and then you make the second Perfume, and then you Masquerade effect, add back Poly, and this time you pitch a card. Now it's Miracle Fusion, and then so if the wolf goes, now you for sure have the second way to fusion. Yep. Because I think yeah, as soon as this happens, we'll talk. Because I think I remember how this ends. So I go wolf, and he has impulse. I'm not negating that. I'm pretty sure that's it. But the way we does this resolve? Or do we have something else? Because I think we realized Adam basically could have played his traps in a reverse order, and my play would have played around that. Let me think. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about it because the game's over. But I think we said maybe it was better to keep the Omnigate trap for later and basically play it in reverse order. And then my play would have played around it because then the wolf would have been negated. But then we could do what I just said was so if, like because I wouldn't be able to negate the counter trap with the Silverhound. But then the wolf would be negated, and then I would go Poly with the Martin and the Perfume. I think that's what we're talking about here. Yeah, I can Poly again for a second Perfume, and then trigger the Masquerade, add back the Poly, pitch one of the other 2 cards out of my hand, and then now it's Miracle Fusion, activate it again, and then that would have been game. So, yeah, always interesting in this deck trying to push through a bunch bunch of back row. I mean, hand was can't complain. That was probably the best hand I opened all day in game 2, which I guess made up for the game 1 hand, I suppose. But
Yeah.
if it's nice, I mean, when you play against like kind of random stuff like this, having the fallen stuff in your deck feels pretty good. Yeah, this is the
This is
I believe
not
this
it.
is the other. This is the other guy's list I was
Oh yeah,
talking
he was
about,
playing
yeah.
Exchange. Shout out this guy.
I could talk about that. Or hear people. I would like to hear other people's opinion on this card.
This seems
Because,
this is a fuck ass call by the grave, is my opinion on it.
Well, that's obvious, right? Like that's the obvious intended point. But yeah, I guess we can just go to YGO Pro Deck. And,
There we go.
okay.
Got it.
Yeah. So this was the exact list I played. I do love this guy's playing Pot of Prosperity, just because card's really good. I was the only starter I opened in game 1 against Chris, or in game. Well, it was game 1. It was or game 2. No, it was game 2 was my only starter. I still got hit with spell card soul exchange, but I wouldn't have played otherwise. I did brick twice in 4 rounds, like completely unplayable. But this deck has 14 and 43 one-card starters, so I don't think it should be that bad. I don't know about playing 2 tanky. I don't know about that.
You think that's a 3 of or what?
Well, okay, so the thing is, in game, when you're going first, Masquerade is probably a better card to open because it's slightly better into draw. But now that I'm thinking about it, they're really not any different. If you choose to add Fractal off Tinky, and they're both your only starter, you're still making Baguska either way. Now, if you go Tinky for Gold Leo and don't respect it, you're kind of boned.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're going second, Tinky is way better to open because you just want names. Because if you're playing a build like this where you're playing the heavy poly, you're probably trying to get access to Lunalight Fusion or draw it or thrust for it or something. You just want to see names, and Masquerade is not a name necessarily, right? So it's sending a guy that might get interacted with, and then you don't have a name. So whereas like people don't like negate Tinky, you know.
Do you think it's correct to negate Tenki in this situation?
I mean, like, I guess it has gotten Ash before, and in which case I guess they're the same. But in a lot of cases, I just feel like it resolves more, and it just more directly gets you to a name when you're trying to resolve like a fusion spell. When I side in the other versions, what I would usually do is go down to 1 Masquerade and 2 Tinky. And I don't know how when I'm going second, I don't know how he sided, so I was just doing the same thing. I was, when I was going second, I was leaving in both Tinkies and just taking out 2 Masquerades. But yeah, his list is like very different. The ALBAZ is like, he said drawing ALBAZ is not that bad. He said this, not his words, not mine.
I don't believe him.
He's like, you can fusion summon with it sometimes and do stuff, and I'm like, that is true. I mean, like, you could just make Renbrum with Poly. I guess,
if you draw Albaz plus Poly, then
this deck gets the Poly like very consistently. So
yeah, you're getting to Poly, but it's just like, I mean, it's still a Sharder. There's no other.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with the Sharder, but I can agree that like in this deck, at least like if I compare this to like the Dragotail deck, if I draw Albaz and Dragotail, it feels like a giant nuisance to have to use it as a fusion material to go into like one of the Albaz fusions. Where in this deck it doesn't feel that bad. Especially because you add back Poly 2 to 3 times, and you can afford to use one just to make a Renbrum or make the Dogma card.
Is there any way to use the Albaz other than as just like a guy, like basically like a hand trap, like in Dracotail? Like, does it do anything if you draw
you can go and make like Lubellion or Mirror Jade in the middle of your opponent's turn if you hard draw it, but that's the best you're gonna do with it. You know what I mean? That would be with 5 mana, I guess.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. But Poly, you're right. I feel like Poly feels like better value in this deck because you're probably sending a Lunalight monster has some value. I don't know. This deck was really interesting. Like, I'm not 100% sure it's better. It's such a different approach from the other list, which is way closer to what I was playing. I thought that the read on playing 9 Charmies seemed to be incredibly popular with combo decks this weekend. I watched a Memento deck profile that was top 32, and he just main decked 9. He was just like,
I think
I'm
like
not dealing with it.
something that Josh Schmidt said in his Vanquishable profile was that he started his deck list wanting to play all 9 Charmies and just went and just built it from there. And like the choice he came to was Vanquishable because it could utilize the Charmies to their full potential versus a deck like Yummy that really can't.
I think that's fair. And like the other point that when you start drawing multiples is when they're really good. Because I mean, shit, dude, when you draw 1 Charmy, you know that shit's getting negated.
Yeah.
90%, like literally 40% of the time it's getting negated, at minimum. So, and if they play cross out or something, it's even more. So, yeah, I think if you're gonna, I don't hate supposed to. I mean, the other guy's list, he actually decided to play Lancia and Droll instead of those slots, and like, I feel like I'd rather play Charmies, but that's the only time. But it's so awkward because it's like that's the only time the cards like Heavy Poly actually feel oppressive. Is like when one of these resolves and your opponent plays of it. And I'm just not sure that happens enough for me to justify playing 3 Heavy Poly, because I just don't understand these situations where it feels so good for all these people. When you draw 1 Charmy and it gets negated, the card is unplayable. You wished it was another hand trap.
Literally anything else.
Literally anything else. And then when you draw a couple, like maybe your opponent does not do that much, and then it doesn't do anything anyway. I definitely would play this card. I think I would definitely play 1 copy, but this card in the main deck is also very sus to me to play 3 of this card in the main deck. Like when you go first, I mean it's really bad. I mean it's not as bad as opening a Charmy because there are certain hand traps that play into Heavy Poly.
Yeah. And if you like
sometimes you can just make the guy with Heavy Poly, but it's bad. Like you're not happy to see it.
Yeah, my thought is if like you flat brick, which this deck does do every now and again, like I'd rather see Fuelos in my hand in a flat brick than a Super Poly or like another hand trap.
Right. So it's like, yeah, there's pros and cons to drawing Fuo or Heavy Poly when you go first. Both are bad, but it's like you said, there are some situations one is better than the other. But I don't know. I'm not sure. The Fall on the Virtuous card seems pretty good. Branded Fusion seems pretty good. I just think it would need some more testing to kind of decide if I like playing that over Foolish Burial Goods, either in the main or the side. Because I will say, like when Branded Fusion is a bit redundant. This is very voiceless voice-esque, where like sometimes I would say it's worse than voiceless voice. I feel like there was always value off something to send, unless your hand was just insanely good. But in this deck, you run out of dudes to Foolish Burial pretty quick that do anything. And Bird only provides value if you got to play at all.
Yeah.
If you haven't played it, if you're getting stopped early, then Bird is actually not even any value off of Branded Fusion.
Do you think it's worth running like a secondary something in the extra deck for like if you do your full combo, you can also just Branded Fusion into something funny, like a Mirror Jade or something?
There's definitely no more room.
I was like, I don't know what else you would cut. Like this extra seems really tight.
Yeah, he's already cut the 8th fusion monster, which I was concerned about, because if you were to do a standard double banish combo, you're going to be left with only 2 names in the extra deck.
So you get 2 board wipes.
But I've found that you really want 3 in general, because what you want to do against people who are not scooping is you want to double wipe on their turn, and you want to have 1 more to make sure the game is over. And the only way to do that with 7 is to hard make 1, which is fine. You can totally do those. Is to hard make 1 and then banish the other. So you'll basically have 1 extra name in deck. And when you he's just cut a name, and I mean like that may come up once. To be honest, it may come up once in 14 or 15 rounds where a guy is actually trying to like grind you out of names, because a lot of decks like they're not gonna have any out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But something to think about. It is a trade. It is a true trade-off. It just in the one locals I played, it did not matter. But he said it, and it didn't come up. He said it didn't matter.
Okay, I was just gonna say most decks just don't generally are not gonna like have an opportunity to be able to grind you out even in the world like that you had 3. Like there's no most decks aren't gonna be able to threaten a position where you're gonna have to Regeki twice to begin with. The only deck I've ever been able to do that with was Memento, and that's because I stalled for 3 turns and I just kept floating. He'd blow up my board, bring things back. Oh, you nuked my board again, bring things back, and then you just can't swing over me and kill me. Like that's all I did for like 3 turns. So
yeah, I don't know if there's a meta deck that's in that position. That's really the only concern, I guess, is if you're really afraid you're not wrapping the game up on the following turn if you make both. I mean, to be fair, you don't have to make both even if you can. I mean, in some situations, like 1 is just as unoutable as 2, depending on the deck. Like, I think like if you play against like Yummy, you could make 1 in the EMZ against like any Mitsurugi variant too, and then like that's probably
enough.
It may be better to do that and be sure you'll never run out of names. Yeah, that would maybe take some more testing, but yeah, that didn't come up. Cross Sheep is like, to be honest, like you could maybe play without Cross Sheep. It's nice to have an extra link, just to get guys off the board. The effect has like been game winning. I don't even know how often. But yeah, this guy's sideboard otherwise is like, I mean, the 1 Dark Ruler seems like really weird.
I don't think Thrust for Dark Ruler is real.
Yeah, I don't think that's real either. Like, that's really my only thing I don't like. The other guy's list was just main decking Thrust, and I'm like, I know it's bad into Droll and stuff, but it really is like the best card in this deck. Like,
Is it bad into Droll? Because like going first, you just set the card, and going second, like I feel like you're already shitting yourself to Droll.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like when you're going second, like if your opponent, if you're gonna build, or if you're gonna side into like if you're siding into a bunch of shit that like you're letting your opponent combo, then yeah, you're gonna shit yourself to Droll anyway, right? I guess it's like worse in the situation where your opponent just summons everything, and you could have just opened multiple heavy polys and just win immediately. Like I don't. But then you instead of that you played a couple like 3 thrusts and 1 heavy poly. So I guess there is a universe where it's worse, but it's just so much more flexible that like, because genuinely sometimes just thrusting for Lunalight Perfume is like genuinely better than going for other stuff, because that represents Monster Reborn plus Surge. So I think I thrusted for Branded Fusion in 1 game too, and that was like I'm just gonna play a card you have to negate, because I think it was like I got hit with Drill Beam. So I was like, I'm just gonna play a card you have to negate, because I don't know if I was on Dark Ruler that game. But yeah, it's definitely really interesting. I've never seen anyone do this before, so I don't know if there's anywhere to iterate on this. Really, to be honest, the Dogma card was really interesting. Came up a couple times. Maybe, yeah. I mean, the first 9 side deck cards seemed kind of obvious. After that, maybe there's some tweaking around. And like I said, I'm just not the biggest Heavy Poly fan. I'm also not the biggest Talents fan in this deck. I don't feel like I'm ever trusting for Talents in this deck, so I really don't know how much value Talents is. I know like that's a very common thing to just play 1 Talents, or even especially if you play Thrust. But there's so many. I don't know. I don't think I've ever trusted for Talents in this deck. So that could be a card that could be something else, in my opinion. Yeah, so that's the Branded deck. Yeah, really interesting. I'll keep trying it, and I'll keep trying other stuff. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was definitely just something different for sure. Yeah. I don't know if anyone else has any comments about the gameplay or the this deck.
I
over
don't
the
no,
other
yeah,
deck.
we talked at locals about it. Like it was just interesting to see how this deck operated, because I thought, as someone who doesn't play the deck, I thought the fusion link would be more like of a like a nuisance, but it really wasn't. Watching the deck play out.
Yeah, we just realized that we needed to do basically the fractal brand fusion in the other order, and it was totally fine. Yeah, it's really not that bad. Like, you didn't get to see it, but the one card branded fusion combo is, it is 2 Liger, 1 spell trap negate, 1 Rift Rum, just off branded fusion. So it's still gets you there the
Throw up
exact
that
same
combo
way.
real quick.
I'm not doing it on DB.
If someone wants to put that on, if someone has that, you can link it to me below.
And I'm assuming that's probably the same thing you did. It's not, anyone who's played Lunar Light can probably figure it out. It's not rocket science. It's essentially the same thing you would do if you started with Fractal or something, and you just have to normal summon Chick basically. But yeah, it was fun. It was, again, I just tired of fucking bricking on heavy poly. Like, in anytime I copy someone's deck list, they all play 3 heavy poly. I always fucking brick on it. Except for the guy at Pittsburgh. Shout out him. He didn't main deck heavy poly.
Mm-hmm.
But it is really interesting how every time this deck tops, the list looks completely different from the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The other thing is, I would like to talk about Exchange and other guys' list, just because I want to hear people's opinion on this. Like, because I've literally never seen this card played ever.
I think I would make fun of you if
you have not been like, I don't know if you've not been paying attention enough, but this card is randomly seen play for what Grant said. It's a fuck off stupid called by, and it works sometimes.
Well,
It
it's
does stop
obviously-
troll.
I read it, and it's obviously like a kind of called by E-type card. But like, why has this card never seen play before, and why do you think this guy chose to play as his going first card of choice? Because he's already meaning, what I've been doing is basically side decking the extra starters and just saying, like, if I get drolled, I open Foolish Burial Goods. I'm just playing right through that shit because Serenade Dance is insane into droll. And like, I got drolled at the case tourney going first, and I made Liger Dancer twice, like, under droll. It's not, if you playing 15 starters and 3 of them are Foolish Burial Goods, and your first search respects it, and your opponent, especially if your opponent only has 1 hand trap, you should never be losing to droll.
Mhm.
But we should let's think about it in the context of, like, what if my opponent didn't open droll, but they opened, I don't know, let's say
Retaliating C.
yeah, they opened, like,
This is the
opened
one
something
card.
else.
This is the one card I can think of that is objectively stronger than any other card into is Retaliating C, because obviously Foolish Burial Goods. I mean, you could even Retaliating C on Serenade Dance if you wanted. I don't know if you would. Probably not, but like, you could even do it that early, and that's the one card Exchange completely beats. But there's so much it's bad. Too.
One thing I just want to point out is that whatever you take from your opponent, you take a hand trap from your opponent. That's now your hand trap. You can now ash your opponent. So in a deck that you're not playing and not a lot of non-engine, I think that's, like, kind of valuable to be able to just say, I'm taking your best hand trap. You can't use it against me, and now next turn you have to deal with it.
So I think it also depends on what hand traps are popular. I think if droll is popular, it is kind of true, especially if you're playing against a deck that droll beats.
Yeah, like in the
I would
Yamanitsu or
agree
some
it's
shit.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But okay, so the problem with droll in a deck like this is, so, like, let's say my opponent my hand's mid, and I have 2 starters, or I have one. I don't have a great hand, and it's like I take droll, and then I get ashed, and then this deck, if you don't start playing at all, like, if you don't get Martin in rotation, like, you got top deck again, and your opponent you're gonna droll your opponent, but, like, they're gonna put something in rotation, and then they're gonna pass, and they're gonna put you on top deck something next turn. And that's when this deck feels really bad. And I've been in a situation, not with Exchange, but just, like, when you get completely stopped, basically, and you're on top deck and your opponent has resolved an engine card that you know they're going to play on the following turn, it's rough.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is not good into Charmies, right?
Right.
They chain them. It's
Mm-hmm.
If you get Lancet on this, you're going to cry. That's, like, that's the other thing is like getting hit with Lancey. I don't know. It depends on how popular Lancey is, but like, yeah, I would feel really bad to like activate this and then your opponent chains like a floodgate hand trap. That's not Droll, basically.
The only other thing I think about, and this is something that like you tell me otherwise. I think if I open my hand of my Lunalight deck, and I open like because this deck's got a lot of spell card
That's
starters.
exactly what I was thinking was the one.
And I was like, if I open a hand that's Fractal Gold Leo and I have no other like starters, and I have to and I want to exchange, I'm losing a starter. Like there's no option. I just I don't know.
But the other thing I was thinking, well, let me say this. The other thing I was thinking was, you could like, let's say I open. I mean, to be honest, I mean, you could open like a fucking shit name. You could open like, or even if you open a good name, whatever. You open Gold Leo, but let's say you open like Mask Tinky, you can set. You could set like your whole hand. Like you could, I mean, if you had Foolish Burial Goods, you could like literally set Perfume. You could set everything, and your opponent like has to take Gold Leo or something, and then you just flip up all your starters after. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's a plus side to playing Exchange is that you can actually hide a lot of the cards you want to keep.
I think that's the big reason why I think Extreme makes sense because you play a lot of spell card starters. Because if I was playing like a monster combo deck, I don't know. Exchanges is never a card you could play because like you're gonna lose monster. Like you're just gonna lose the pieces that you need.
Okay, but exchange, chain 5-mana, dump the whole hand would be pretty good.
Then it doesn't resolve.
Oh, what? Fuck.
Can you read
both.
it? Can you mouse over it? It says both. Okay.
Both players. Yep.
But the other awkward thing is, what if, because he's playing hand traps, so what if he's siding into these, and these are the only cards he can't set? Like, now he's drawn Droll and Exchange. He sets his whole hand. Like,
my only assumption here is if I'm him and I'm going first, I'm probably not. I'm gonna be opting to put as little of those hand traps in as I can.
But
like,
you're gonna put in Ash, right? Droll maybe not, even if you're playing against the deck Droll's good against. Sure, but surely you're putting in Ash.
But yeah, I would assume if I was looking at this list and I was going first, I'm taking out 3 Fool, I'm taking out the 2 Dark Rulers, and I might take out 1 Thrust, or that's all I can think of I'd want to take out when I went first. Or I might just be putting 2 Ash in. Yeah.
You could keep 1 heavy poly in depending on your map. If you're playing against a deck that summons guys, you could definitely keep 1 heavy poly in. But I would never keep 3 in. So he's got 6 cards, right? He's trying to put in 3 Exchange, 3 Ash, I'm assuming. And that would be 2 Dark Ruler, 3 Fua. God, he's got to keep in 2 heavy poly. I mean, he's probably trying to put in Droll or Lancia depending on matchup. I guess the upside to Ash is like if you activate Exchange and your opponent has Fulos, they might chain it. And then I guess
then
you can
Ash and you give them your starter instead, like.
Yeah, and then you set the rest of your starters, and then this feels like a card I would just have to basically play against a bunch of meta, like have someone play a meta deck and just have me activate this card like 30 times, and like I don't think there's any other, like, you don't have to play the game, but like I think you would just have to see it, like. You would just have to side deck, have your opponent side deck optimally, and just keep drawing hands and activating Exchange, and just kind of see how it feels. I don't think there's only so much theorizing I feel like I can do on this.
Yeah.
The card just feels weird. Like I understand the logic of what they're aiming to do, but it feels very. I'm gonna use it feels gimmicky. I feel like there must be a better card than Exchange for when you go first, but
I've just had no issue. Like I've just truly had no issue siding up to 15 starters, because that's really just playing the second Fractal and the third Foolish Burial Goods, and you're at 15 right there, and it just feels really difficult to stop going first in my experience if you kind of sequence correctly, especially if you're playing the Black Goat too, which answers like if your hand is a lot engine, you can start with Foolish Burial Goods and Black Goat. It answers Ozuna and Holy Sue and I guess partially Arthalion or Gulamel, but not as great into Drake Hotel. But some of them are playing Azuna too now, so like it just, yeah, I don't know. I haven't had any complaints with it going first, so I just don't know if I'd want to do that. It's just 3 cards, you can do something else, but maybe it's worth trying. Like I whenever I see people top with a deck that I'm playing, I do try it, like everything, even if it feels whack. But it seems like it could be funny, interesting at least while you test it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So if anybody ever wants to do 30 exchange test hands, let me
Yeah,
know.
real quick, after we record, that'll be the Patreon episode.
Yeah,
That'd be
just
very funny
do
Patreon episode. We don't even have a Patreon.
Yeah, 30 exchange test hands versus every meta deck. How many times do I get Feynman to dump their entire hand? Yeah.
But if that happens, I think you're kind of happy. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess it depends, maybe. Yeah.
On what hand traps they add back.
Like, what if I have to set my whole hand before this, and then I get hit with like Urgular or something, and now my back row is getting popped because it just would be really weird, right? Like
that would feel really bad.
Yeah, like I need to hide my Tinky, but then my opponent sends Urgula, and it's like, now I'm giving you my gold Leo, and then my Tinky's getting popped.
That goes so crazy.
Yeah, I feel like this just is a recipe for complete disaster.
You play Chalice, so that way when you draw Exchange Chalice, you negate the Lion, and then they've dumped their whole hand for just setting 3.
True.
And still getting Urgula popped.
I feel like, I swear to God, one guy who top 32 in Pittsburgh was playing Chalice. So anything is possible.
That's funny.
That's what I'm saying. You play this deck, you can play literally any card you want in it, apparently. Just any card you can think of, you can play in this deck. That's what it seems like. But yeah, I guess that's all I've got on this deck for now.
He'll be back.
We'll
have a follow-up episode, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure next YCS someone will finish 30. They'll probably finish 31st place, and you'll see some card you've never seen
with
before.
ABC Lunalight.
Yeah,
it's true.
Everyone just be cooking up the craziest stuff, but it's fun. Yeah.
Math-Mech Lunalight, because Lunalight can make a rank 4 into Ellenbertian.
Or 4s, and you can add a spell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, add Heavy Poly. Yep, because it's so good.
That's true. That's true.
Or a Matt LaPlate. Wait, no, Ellenbertian.
All right. And I think with that, we're going to see you guys next time. Peace.
Adios.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.